should be on. Good morning. I have a couple of announcements for you. The first one is that today is the last day to sign up for Easter flowers. So there is a sign up out there. And so if you would like to have flowers in memory or in honor of someone, please sign up before you leave today. There is also one other thing that I really want to bring your attention to is the bright yellow sign-up sheet. We are in need of waters and other things for the Easter egg hunt, which is this Saturday, if you can believe. It is coming. And so we are meeting here on Friday night at 7:30 for those who are able to kind of help set up and prepare the fellowship hall for the Easter egg hunt, which will happen starting at 10 o'clock on Saturday. And this coming Wednesday, we are hosting the final Lenten midweek service. We will be in the social hall, and all are welcome, and it will be at 7 o'clock. And with Palm Sunday being next Sunday, the following Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are Maundy, Thursday, and Good Friday, and so we will also have our potluck for Maundy, Thursday, and so check out all of the sign-up sheets in the narthex. At our first service, Joanne Burns led our worship, and she also made an announcement. There was a cleanup of Chester Creek, and they were able to collect, I think she said 50 bags of garbage, which is a lot, which really, that garbage should not be there. But we are thankful for her and the group of people, and she said that it will happen every year, so if in the future people would like to join, you are all welcome. Are there any other announcements, or does anybody have a prayer request that they would like to add to the sheet? A God moment, all right. Pop Gizzy? And Ben, okay. That's great. Are there any other God moments or prayer requests? Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Well, thank you. Yes, today officially is my birthday. So, well, thank you. Yeah. My mom used to say that I would say, "Look, Mom, everybody's decorating for my birthday." So yes. And I just want to give thanks to all of the youth and their adults who are there with them at the youth retreat today. They left on Friday, and they are coming back today. And it has just been great to see all of the photos that have been shared by the SEPA Synod youth, and then Eileen, who is there with the youth, has sent me some pictures, and I've uploaded them to Facebook. So make sure you check out our Facebook page to see kind of all the things that have been happening for the youth. Bishop Davenport was there yesterday, and she shared some photos of herself with some of the St. Timothy's people, and so that was really neat as well. And so yeah, we will just continue to pray for all of the youth who are there gathered, and so that they continue to have a great retreat. All right. This morning, you may have noticed there is no band because some of them are over at the youth retreat. So today, our music will be a combination of videos that the band and choir put together during the pandemic, and then also a YouTube video of the song Beautiful Things by Gungor, which is in our new hymnal, All Creation Sings, which is one of the hymnals that I've been kind of putting in our first service. And so I wanted to share this song with all of you, and so that will be our communion song. So if there are no other announcements or God moments or prayer requests, we will begin today with our call to worship. Come, join the journey of Jesus today. We come in our different ways, walking in our own styles, at our own speeds, but we come to join the journey. Our first song is Everlasting God. Please stand as you are comfortable.
Sing with us, we wait upon the Lord, we will wait upon the Lord, we will wait upon the Lord. Sing with us, we wait upon the Lord, we will wait upon the Lord, we will wait upon the Lord, my God. You reign forever, my God, my strong deliverer. You are the everlasting God. The everlasting God, you do not fail, you won't grow weary. You are the defender of the weak. You come for those in need. You lift up the wings like eagles. We wait upon the Lord, we wait upon the Lord, we wait upon the Lord. We wait upon the Lord, we wait upon the Lord, we wait upon the Lord, my God. You reign forever, my God, my strong deliverer. You are the everlasting God. The everlasting God, you do not fail, you won't grow weary. You are the defender of the weak. You know for those in need. You lift up the wings My God, you reign forever. My hope, my strong deliverer. You are the everlasting God, the everlasting God. You do not fail, you won't grow weary. You are the defender of the weak. You come for those in need. You lift up the wings like eagles. You are the everlasting God, the everlasting God. You do not fail, you won't grow weary.
It is with the spirit of the resurrected Christ that we greet one another, even with our pain, with our fear, with our celebration, as we share the peace. Today I invite you to stand and greet those around you by sharing your name and the words, "Peace be with you." As God's beloved people made radiant by the light of Christ, let us pray for the church, the whole human family, and God's good creation. Lord, from whom every good gift comes, send your Spirit into our lives with the power of the mighty wind, and by the flame of your wisdom, open the horizons of our minds. Let our voices raise to sing your praise in words beyond the power of speech, for without your Spirit, man could never raise his voice in words of peace.
Lord, listen to your children praying. Lord of glory and strength, declare your love to those who are poor, outcast, or sick. Speak your promise of wholeness and new life, especially to those we name aloud or silently in our hearts. All of the youth and adults at their youth retreat, Pop Gizzy, Ben, Pat, Kevin, Steve, Barb, Madison, Danny, Stacy, Joanne, Ruth, Carolyn, Nikki, Nick, Trish, Vince. God, use us as tools to embody your care for them. Lord, listen to your children praying.
Lord, help us to know your will through the spiritual wisdom and understanding that comes from the Spirit, so they may live here worthy of you, pleasing you in every way. Help us to bear fruit, to influence others' lives in every good thing they do. May we constantly be growing in our understanding of who you are and in our awareness of how you work in the world.
Lord, listen to your children praying. Lord, send your spirit in this place. Lord, listen to your children praying. Send us love, send us power, send us grace. You may be seated as we collect our offering. This morning, our first reading comes from Jeremiah, the 31st chapter. The time is coming, declares the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the people of Israel and Judah. It won't be like the covenant I made with their ancestors when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. They broke that covenant with me, even though I was their husband, declares the Lord. No, this is the covenant I will make with the people of Israel after that time, declares the Lord. I will put my instruction within them and engrave them on their hearts. I will be their God, and they will be my people. They will no longer need to teach each other to say, "Know the Lord," because they will all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, declares the Lord. For I will forgive their wrongdoings and never again remember their sins. The word of the Lord. Please stand as you are comfortable for our gospel reading. The Holy Gospel according to John. Some Greeks were among those who had come up to worship at the festival. They came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, and made a request. "Sir, we want to see Jesus." Philip told Andrew, and Andrew and Philip told Jesus. And Jesus replied, "The time has come for the human one to be glorified. I assure you that unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it can only be a single seed. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. Those who love their lives will lose them, and those who hate their lives in this world will keep them forever. Whoever serves me must follow me. Wherever I am, there my servant will be also. And my Father will honor whoever serves me. Now, I am deeply troubled. What should I say? Father, save me from this time? No, for this is the reason I have come to this time. Father, glorify your name." And then a voice from heaven came, "I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again." The crowd standing there heard and said, "It's thunder." Others said, "An angel spoke to him." Jesus replied, "This voice wasn't for my benefit, but for yours. Now is the time for judgment of this world. Now this world's ruler will be thrown out. When I am lifted up from the earth, I will draw everyone to me." He said this to show how he was going to die. The word of the Lord. You may be seated. Two weeks ago, on Lent 3, we heard our Old Testament reading from Exodus about the 10 Commandments. We heard how God gave Moses and the people the law written on stone. Today in our Old Testament reading, we hear about a new covenant. This time, God's law is written on people's hearts. In the Old Testament, covenants were usually used to help people understand the relationship between God and themselves. And covenants were not usually like a contract that we have now, where two parties come together and have a discussion and come to equal footing and decide and discuss on the terms and agree. Covenants in the Old Testament were more of a unilateral thing because God is usually more powerful than you and I. God sets the terms, and there's not really any room for negotiation. And whether that negotiation and no lack of is good or not, we don't know. In our text from Jeremiah, it does not explain the content of this new covenant, of this new law. It's not clear if the same requirements of the people are to be kept of that in Exodus 34, or if things have changed. This new covenant, we don't know how these changes, if they've even been explained, if there are changes. But we do know, however, the main principle of this new covenant. In verse 31, we hear God say, "I will be their God, and they will be my people." It's about a relationship of a belonging. The people and God belong to one another. And as I said before, we do know an element of this new covenant. We know that the law of God will be placed in and on people's hearts. God, instead of writing this law on stone, on how the relationship will be between God and the people, will now be internalized. It is written on their hearts. We hear in Jeremiah that God will no longer be teaching the people about God. God says they will know God, and I will know them. And so it makes me wonder, how does it feel to hear that God knows you? Or what does it feel like to have knowledge of God? You and I, we all know God. It's a universal knowledge. We all have universal access to God. But this doesn't mean that we know everything there is to know about God. There are probably still things that God keeps hidden about God's self that we may never know. Or there will be times where God will reveal parts of God's self to us at a different time, or to a few of us, or to none of us. But one thing may we always know is God's love for you and me. God still says, "My law is on your hearts." But it makes me think also, again, what would it look like if we actually lived into that? We acknowledge that God's love is on and in our hearts. What would it look like if we as humanity actually loved our neighbors, loved our enemy? What would it look like if we lived within creation instead of us saying we are above creation? Or what would it look like if we lived within restraint, within humility? What would it look like if we were to live for the whole of creation, not just for the parts that we live, or not just parts of where we want to care for that part of creation? If we were to live into those things, we would be in a different world. As we come to the end of Lent, may you continue to reflect. May you continue to reflect on yourself, on your life, on who God is to you, and how your relationship with yourself, with God, and with others matters. And may you always remember this: God has written God's law, love, on your heart. God knows you. God sees you. And may you share that knowledge of love and being known and being seen. Share that knowledge with yourself and with others now and always. Thanks be to God. Please stand as you are comfortable for our next song, Shout to the Lord.
My Jesus, my Savior, Lord, there is none like you. All of my days, I want to praise the wonders of your might.